Alex Becker, I'm calling you out to a fight. Okay, maybe not. But I'm sure you've all seen an Alex Becker video here or there. So in this video, we're gonna do a deep dive on some of his recent picks and figure out whether or not they're actually worth looking into. Trust me when I say this, you're gonna wanna stick around because there are some seriously high potential projects in here. But keeping in mind, just because I'm talking about a project doesn't mean you should blindly invest in it. I'm not a financial advisor and none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and understand the risk before making any investment decisions. Now, you might not wanna hear this, but if you're ignoring influencers like Alex Becker right now, you could be missing some of the biggest plays in this crypto cycle. Or at least that's how it may feel. Becker made a name for himself with over-the-top videos and claims from GameFi to NFTs to his latest focus on AI microcaps. Throughout those videos, he's made some pretty big bullish claims around a lot of projects, but are they really the next parabolic gems, or do they have flaws that aren't being addressed? Well, first of all, everything depends on how the overall market is doing, and right now it's all revolving around rate cuts. Trump met with his arch nemesis Jerome Powell at the new $2 billion Federal Reserve building, and he's now confident that Jerome will lower interest rates. Whether that'll happen during the next FOMC around the corner or if it'll happen at all, it is still up for debate. But we also saw BlackRock's chief investment officer Rick Ryder calling for rate cuts as well. So the odds are definitely starting to stack up. If interest rates are cut, it's going to give retail investors a bit of freedom to spend their money elsewhere, including crypto. This usually ties in with a rise in liquidity and in turn causes the crypto market to climb. And when that happens, you need to be ready and some of these projects might interest you. So let's get started. First up is Xborg, a big player in the Web3 gaming space. It's building an identity protocol that unlocks personal gaming experiences. Think of it like a universal profile for gamers that pulls together your stats, achievements, and interactions across games and platforms. The big win is you own your data and zero knowledge proofs keep it private. With privacy and data control being huge themes right now, Xborg is nailing it. Let's look at their flagship product called Fanbase. It powers apps for top esports teams like Team Liquid, Ninjas in Pajamas, and others to interact with their fans on tons of different ways. Things like a hub to update fans on upcoming tournaments, a dashboard for fans to participate in events and earn different rewards, and lots more. The token XBG can be used for in-app purchases, voting on decisions, staking rewards, and soon it'll integrate deeper into apps. They've also raised over $9 million from the community, attracted KOLs like Alex Becker, and investors from the ETH Foundation, Aave, and Swissborg. As for what's coming up, the team is focused on launching AI tools under Xborg AI, the first one being an AI trading comparison on Hyperliquid as both a standalone app and a feature in wallets and crypto apps. And speaking of Hyperliquid, XBG is looking at securing a spot listing on the DEX in the near future. So let's take a look at the charts. XBG is sitting at around a $22 million market cap, and although that is a bit off from its previous all-time high of over $80 million back in December of last year, we can see that the token has almost doubled in the 30-day time frame. The spike lines up with the new updates and features we've been seeing roll out from the team lately. Xborg recently broke out from a long accumulation zone and has been climbing with strong momentum. The chart shows a series of higher lows and higher highs, a classic sign of a bullish continuation. Now, what's interesting is how consistent the recovery has been. Even after small dips, the price has bounced back pretty quickly, which tells us buyers are ready to step in. So to me, it looks like an accumulation has been happening under the surface, and now we're seeing this translate into upward movement. But technicals aside, Xborg also has a solid plan in place when it comes to their revenue and tokenomics. The team states all excess revenue above 150% of operational expenses will be used to buy back XBG on the market each quarter. These buybacks are going to be important when it comes to keeping XBG healthy and deflationary. But when it comes to risks, what is there? Well, one thing that I can think of is the fact that it's in the GameFi sector. And we all know that GameFi hasn't really been performing up to our standards as of now. A lot of people fear that AI and DeFi will drown out the spotlight from sectors like GameFi when altcoin season hits. But personally, I think GameFi will still have its time to shine though, even if it's later on in the bull run. The reason is very simple. Everybody loves video games. But on top of that, we're seeing massive studios and companies get involved in the sector this time. So the quality and marketing of these games may be on an entirely different level now, and it's one way to get into the mainstream. Overall, I have to agree with Becker on this one. It's a pretty solid pick, but the next one is going to be a lot more controversial. I'm talking about Pudgy Penguins, or Pengu. Alex Becker became an investor and advisor for this project in late 2024, hyping it as his top NFT play and calling Pengu a multi-billion-dollar contender. The focus is all on brand power for this one. Pudgy went from basic NFTs to a full ecosystem with real-world merch, toys, and digital collectibles. The project has built a loyal following, landing in stores like Walmart and even expanding to Japan, showing how they're serious about growing internationally. And the hype is hard to ignore because I'm sure you saw practically every big name in crypto either posting Pudgy penguins or updating their profile picture to one. That included Solana, Polkadot, Binance, Coinbase, OKX, Justin Sun, MetaMask, and the list goes on. The marketing for this project is on another level, and their connections seem to be endless. But how is the actual token doing? Well, right now, the Pengu token is hovering under a $2.5 billion market cap, meaning it's getting very close to passing its previous all-time high of $2.6 billion back in January. Zooming in, Pengu has seen a massive breakout after months of sideways consolidation. The chart shows a steep and steady rise with strong volume backing the move. This kind of price action usually points to a shift from accumulation to full-on momentum. And speaking of momentum, they're still scoring new exchange listings and partnerships. And it feels like nobody can slow them down. They even got a futures listing on one of my favorite exchanges, WEEX. I've tested a bunch of exchanges over the years, but one of the few I actually trust and use regularly is WEEX. It's simple to use, works fast, and has all the trading features you need. The fees are already super low, but if you use the link in the description below, you'll get 30% off trading fees and a chance to earn up to 30,000 USDT in bonuses. And don't just think, oh, I already have my exchange. A small discount on trading fees isn't really worth the hassle of switching. I can tell you that those fees will start to add up and eat into your profits big time when we start seeing some serious movements in the markets. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description to join WEEX. Now, one of the bear cases for Pudgy penguins is the fact that it revolves around NFTs. And although the NFT sector's total trading volume has been increasing every month according to the block, I think the risk is always there that the ETF interest just fails to take off when we have sectors like AI and RWA this time around. But if anything has a chance to dominate this sector, I think it would be Pengu, especially considering that they have institutions on their side as well. And we recently had the massive wealth management group Canary file for a Pengu ETF. That would be the first US spot ETF to include an NFT related project, which would be massive. The fund is designed to hold 90% Pengu on Solana and 10% Pudgy penguin NFTs on Ethereum. And right now it's still in the review process. So can't wait to see what happens with it. And that finally brings us to Becker's most controversial pick, Cardano. Now this one is a big surprise. Some of you may know that Alex Becker used to completely criticize Cardano and its fan base until he eventually turned around and became bullish on it, saying he believes it'll hit $5 at the least. Of course, tons of people were upset that he did a full 180 on this project, with some calling him a bandwagoner. But let's hear him out and look into the project to see if he's right. So Cardano is one of those projects that people either swear by or they completely write off. But behind the price action, there's some serious development laying the foundation for this project to grow. Earlier, we saw a huge milestone around Cardano, and that was the fact that it was included in the first ever spot ETF, the Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund. But now, Cardano got its second ETF listing after the Bitwise 10 crypto ETF was approved, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, Sui, Chainlink, Avalanche, Litecoin, Polkadot, and of course, Cardano. That's a whole new lane for TradFi money to flood into the coin, and for now we just need to wait for the SEC's pause on the fund to end. From a tech perspective, the team is working hard on the Leos upgrade, aiming to boost transactions per second and overall network stability. And I know there were concerns that the focus shifted to Midnight Network, Cardano's privacy-focused sidechain, but Cardano's founder, Charles Hoskinson himself, stepped in to confirm that Leos is still moving forward with a dedicated team. But how is the price holding up? Well, ADA has staged a strong recovery over the past few weeks, bouncing off its local bottom and climbing steadily with higher lows and strong volume. The recent breakout pushed its market cap back near the $30 billion mark, showing real interest from investors. And while it's seen a slight pullback since the peak, the overall structure still looks bullish as long as it maintains the new support range. And if you're interested in seeing more TA on big projects along with alpha and market updates, then you should join me in the FireHustle Discord. I highly suggest that you check it out if you're serious about getting ahead in crypto. Think about it, our research team is constantly bringing you real-time market updates, technical analysis, and strategies that have been working. Whether you're actively trading or just navigating the space long-term, being part of a strong, informed community helps you move with more confidence. If you're interested in learning more, then you can find the link down below. But back to Cardano. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. The biggest bear case for Cardano is how slow the project is to make upgrades and also to maintain relevance. The team seems to delay upgrades pretty often, and although that's not the biggest deal, you have to consider the fact that competitor chains are also not slowing down. Cardano will have to be able to keep up with faster moving ecosystems like Solana, Avalanche, and BNB to just stay relevant during this run. But on the other hand, Cardano has a strong cult following that believes Charles has what it takes to steer the ship. So there you have it. 3 projects that fit into 3 different narratives: GameFi, NFTs, and Layer 1. I think Alex Becker has some pretty good reasons to back these projects, but it's also important to look at the potential risks that come along with them. If this video helped you see things a little clearer or gave you some new projects to research, make sure to hit that like button and drop a comment and subscribe for more deep dives just like this. And that's it for today. Remember, just because I'm talking about a project doesn't mean you should blindly invest in it. None of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and understand the risk before making any investment decisions. If you're interested in the projects I'm watching closely, come and join me in the FireHustle Discord. The link is in the description below. And if you want more videos like this, then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.